Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we're going to talk about that Crenshaw clip, like I'm assuming everybody else is going to be talking about, but we're going to do a little bit different. We're not going to talk about the funny part. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will have a link to this video down below. So, the congressperson from Texas, Crenshaw, he's talking to a bunch of conservatives, Republicans, and he goes off. He goes off. He takes swipes at the Freedom Caucus. That's Bo Burton, the space laser lady. Calls people performance artists and grifters. And that's what everybody's focused on. And don't get me wrong, I laughed. It's funny. That's the juicy part, right? But see, he says something else towards the end. He says, and it's far more important. See, after he takes swipes at everybody, talking to Republicans, talking to conservatives, he's talking about the grifters and the performance artists. And he says, we hear lie after lie after lie after lie because they understand something about the psychology of the conservative heart that we're worried. We're worried about what they're going to do to us. Fear. I've said it over and over again. That is how the Republican Party motivates their base. Fear. They tell them what to be afraid of and who to blame for it. And if they don't have anybody to blame for it, or it's one of them that would catch the blame, you shouldn't be afraid of it. They create a monster to get their base to do what they want. Jinkies. It's what they do. Now, anytime I say that, I get a whole bunch of nasty messages. But now it's their own party admitting that's the campaign strategy. That's all they have to do to win. Tell them what to be afraid of and who to blame for it. That's it. And I'm sure that even with it being repeated by somebody in their own party, somebody's going to want some kind of evidence, right? Some kind of demonstration. What was Trump's big thing? Build the wall. Build the wall, right? Why? Those families put up on display. Had those social media posts going around. 10,000 Americans were taken out by undocumented people. It wasn't true. They made that up. Created the monster. The real numbers fluctuate between 14 and 1,600. Okay? But they created the monster. And that allowed people to be afraid of something, be worried about something. And they told them who to blame. And as soon as they did that, build the wall, send out the troops, have a task force roam the country to snatch them up. Over 1,500 people. What to be afraid of, who to blame. What about that public health thing that has taken out hundreds of thousands? Oh, don't be afraid of that. Don't worry about that, right? Because who would catch the blame? Probably the person who downplayed it. Anything that would mitigate it? Oh, that's authoritarian. They want you to get a shot and wear a mask. Authoritarian, as opposed to calling out the troops, a secret task force, and militarizing the border. They played you. They tricked you. They created a monster, told you to be afraid of it, and manipulated you. It's what they do. It's how they win elections. What to be afraid of and who to blame for it. If you want to stop being manipulated, all you have to do is look for that. A real leader, if they're telling you to be afraid of something, they're going to give you a solution. They're not going to tell you to blame somebody who has less power than you. Only people who are trying to manipulate you will do that. I would suggest that conservatives Stop worrying so much. Stop being led by fear. Those things that you are scared of. Not scared of, uncertain of. Because we know you're not going to admit you're afraid of something. Those things you're uncertain of. Learn about them. Education, it destroys fear. Learn about it. Find out what it is. You have all those people terrified of what's being taught in schools, adamantly opposed to some theory. And then when somebody asks them, well, what is it? I don't know. What to be afraid of, who to blame for it. It's a pattern. It's what they do. It's what they've done for a really long time. I'm going to suggest you stop being afraid. Stop letting them control you that way. Don't be the fearful. Be the meddling kids in the home of the brave. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.